be talking to any British TV channels this year.
A lot of people don't think that you have feelings just because you're on the television.
Except for one.
BBC Choice.
BBC Choice. And there's only one BBC Choice series which could persuade Robbie to break his silence.
If you want to see the only interview this year with this man, then keep watching Hype.
Hype is back for a new series with Robbie Williams' only British TV interview this year. Tomorrow at 2 on BBC Choice, a digital channel from the BBC.
They won the Best Newcomer at the Brits.
Hi, this is Belle. I'm Sebastian.
But who are they?
Belle and what? What, who? Who?
And where do they come from?
They're one of the best bands for the decade.
The story of the most reclusive band in pop, Belle and Sebastian, Friday at 11:15 on BBC Two.
Classic horror on BBC Two at 1:10. Boris Karloff stars as the Mummy, revived after 4,000 years, which goes in search of its lost love. Gothic horror on BBC One Scotland in 50 minutes. You know what's going to happen to the nice young David Rintoul and Peter Cushing's Chilling in the Mortuary. Legend of the Werewolf at 12:30. Get the wind up now on BBC One Scotland. Highlights of a week of programmes from Tornado Alley in the USA, introduced by Juliet Morris.
There it is, right there! Look at it, you're coming down! Everybody, that's my Jesus man. Hang on, I lost my Jesus man.
Get the dog in the house.
South at about 50 miles an hour and I can barely catch it.
Send it out here, God! Send it out here!
Hello and welcome to the final programme of Twister Week here in Oklahoma City in America. Now, all this week, we've been broadcasting live from Tornado Alley, where there are more tornadoes than anywhere else on the planet. The fastest wind ever recorded, 318 miles an hour, happened right here when a huge tornado hit this area in May. We've been chasing tornadoes, talking to people who've been caught in the eye of the storm, and trying to understand the mysterious power of the twister. Tonight, Nick Baker and I are looking back at some of the highlights of our week.
It's incredible, it is huge!
There's all kinds of debris flying through the air, all kinds of debris.
It's becoming stronger and stronger and stronger.
There's 2 tornadoes, the other one's growing.
Don't mess with this thing. Don't go outside and look at it because it'll kill you.
God is the only one who can protect people right now.
It's 10:05 on the afternoon of May the 3rd. A violent storm is approaching Oklahoma City. The first of many tornadoes is on the ground. In the next 3 hours, this tornado will gouge out a trail 38 miles long by a mile wide. It will obliterate whole streets. 45 people will die. The story begins southwest of Oklahoma City in a town called Chickasha.
Over my shoulder, a large and violent tornado right now. More than likely an F3, F4 tornado, winds probably in excess. We're up around 200 miles per hour right now. It's done damage just to my west and to my north. And as you can see over my shoulder now, a very, very large tornado on the ground doing damage just to the south and west of Chickasha.
Car 21 in Chickasha confirms that tornado due west of Chickasha.
Local TV stations start putting out urgent tornado warnings.
Take your immediate tornado precautions. Val, what do you have?
It looks like, best I can tell, it's probably on the north side of town.
Yeah, it does.
Tracker Val Castor is one of many storm spotters sending in live reports.
You need to be below ground level.
We're out there in the business to keep people safe. Our number 2 objective is to get good video. Shoot video, big time, just roll the video. Gary, it's a half a mile to the left, right in front of us. It's leveled a couple houses over here. That was one of the most tense I've ever been. The atmosphere in the truck, of course, Amy's sitting over here. She's got her hands full. She's shooting video. She's sending back pics on the computer just as fast as she can go. And I'm talking on the phone, giving live reports back to 500,000 people on the telephone.
God. Man, we've got debris everywhere.
Man.
Everything is leveled out here.
The storm now heads northeast towards the town of Bridge Creek, then on into the suburbs of Oklahoma City itself. Some of the most striking images of the tornado come from storm chaser Mark Weinberg, tracking the tornado with his driver Ryan Willis.
I knew that it was a beast. I mean, I knew that it was looking really dangerous. And
we started to get closer and closer, and as we started to get closer, we really started to realize that this was a dangerous storm.
2 tornadoes directly next to each other. Unbelievable!
And then it was just boom, tornado after tornado after tornado, and we saw 9 tornadoes that day, and one was the big one, I mean, unfortunately.
Slow down, Ryan. Slow down, Ryan. Tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground. Multiple vortex tornado again. Tornado on the ground.
If I don't go where he says, or if I go too fast or do something like that, and we have a wreck or an accident or something or get in the wrong position, then, I mean, it could be a life or death situation.
March that wedge! See power lines, right? I told you to be careful, Ryan. I couldn't see him, dude. I told you to be careful.
I couldn't see him.
I need to constantly be pushing Ryan to do what I need him to do as quickly as possible.
Stop in here, stop here, stop here, stop at the light, at the light, at the light. Stop, stop, stop! Don't go past the light, listen to me. Stop here, let me video, stop. Tornado directly in front of us, about to cross the road, watch for power flashes, watch your wiper once.
6 o'clock. As the storm approaches the metropolitan area, a team of scientists from the University of Oklahoma is chasing the tornado with their mobile radar, gathering data from the heart of the storm. Herb Stein shoots video for the team.
There's a car here flipped over or something.
Yeah, people 1.4 kilometers ahead of us.
It was a very large tornado, spatially, and it was also very strong on the radar.
If you feel like it's coming towards us and doing anything stupid, stop and do a U-turn.
We didn't know at that time that it was hitting anything until I looked out and I saw some debris clouds of parts of homes and people's lives, you know, flying around in the sky.
By 7, the storm reaches the height of its powers. With wind speeds of 318 miles an hour, it's the most powerful tornado ever recorded. It now carves a deadly path through the suburbs of Moore and Del City. It's 8 before the tornado finally blows itself out.
There's all kinds of... There's gas leaking everywhere.
Gas leaking everywhere. You do need to be careful.
Frantic to find their son, this couple raced through their neighborhood, while others just stood and stared at homes that no longer existed.
The house is gone except for one closet. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. Sorry.
Hey, we need a little more help. Need some more help here?
Amidst the carnage, there are some incredible rescue stories. Deputy Sheriff Robert Jolly is on duty in Bridge Creek when he makes a remarkable discovery.
What I'd found up under some debris around the base of a tree was what appeared to be a baby. The baby kind of whimpered, so I reached under and pulled the baby out. When I pulled the baby out, her little eyes, her little ears were packed with mud. When I started brushing it away, the baby cried.
You okay?
Baby Aaliyah had been picked up by the tornado and catapulted 100 feet from her home. Fortunately, both she and her mother survived without any serious injuries. And many other people had miraculous escapes too, as similar events unfolded all over Oklahoma City.
We've had tornadoes all our lives, and this is tornado country. We're used to it, but they always go somewhere else. You don't think about them hitting you.
This wasn't your average tornado. This is one of the ones that they say is rare, never happens, whatever, and have it to go right over my house.
They say it's the strongest one that's ever hit. Cars strung everywhere, nothing but trash.
You didn't have time to be afraid. You didn't have time to get scared. All you had time to do was pray.
Jim Huff and his wife Mary took shelter from the storm in their house that day. As it was ripped apart by the tornado, their son Greg was thrown 45 feet out into the yard. Miraculously, the whole family survived.
When I was looking up into the eye of the tornado, it was like looking through a straw. You could see the walls of the tornado, and you can see anything that you could imagine going around on the inside of this thing, but there was nothing. It was just a hollow tube all the way to the top, to that come to the bottom of the cloud where it came out of. And it looked to me like it was straight up at least 300 or 400 feet. And you could see anything that you could imagine: automobiles, trucks, pieces of houses, pieces of cars, pieces of machinery, some things you couldn't even describe. And it looked like boulders and blocks of cement, just anything you can imagine. And it was just so quiet and peaceful in the center of it. As the 2 or 3 seconds that I could see this, it looked like a straw just going straight up, and this stuff was flying around on the outside of that straw.
Thelma Pruitt from Moore, Oklahoma, took refuge with her family in a specially built storm cellar.
We kept hearing this bang, bang real loud, you know. It was too big, too much noise for hail. So when it quit, my son opened the door up a little bit, and he said, "Mama, your house is gone." And I said, "Oh, quit teasing me." Because I had just told all these kids, they were crying. I said, "No, I've been here all these years, and nothing's happened like that. We'll be all right." And he opened the door all the way up, and he said, "The whole town's gone." Well, I couldn't believe it. I have been here all my life, and I have never seen nothing like this. Never.
Many people came home just after the tornado had passed through. For Rod Phipps, it was a bleak and unrecognizable landscape.
My stomach just dropped when I saw this, and I realized that yes, that's where my house was, and I would just. And when I found out everybody was okay, it didn't matter. So I never been able to look out and see 5 miles that way. I've never been able to look out and see that horizon over there. And now, and I look at it, and I can't believe. I can't imagine a wind strong enough hitting a house and it literally explodes. It had to explode because I find the big items, the freezers, the washer and dryer, the big items that are heavy are gone. This used to be so beautiful back here. Nothing but trees and greenery. And then I found, I think every jar, I think I had 15 quarts of, I made some bread and butter pickles, and I had some jalapeno peppers. And they were all in this area. Unbroken. There's another one. There's some jalapenos. Best jalapenos you ever had. Come out of my backyard garden. So it just surprised me. I just find little stuff like that and take it on back and see if I can make me another home somewhere.
Most of the homes here cannot be salvaged. They'll now be bulldozed and the debris removed. The damage in Oklahoma City alone is estimated at nearly $1 billion. And because of the sheer volume of work required here and elsewhere in Oklahoma and Kansas, it may take up to 2 years for all the storm-damaged neighborhoods to be rebuilt. The human cost to these communities is harder to calculate. is it that tornadoes cause so much devastation in this part of America? Although tornadoes can and do occur in most parts of the world, even indeed in Britain, they're often weak and short-lived. Only here in the Midwest do you find the most violent storms and the big killer tornadoes. Oklahoma City and the surrounding towns like Moore lie in the central plains of America. This is literally the middle of the country, halfway between the east and west coasts. It's also in the heart of Tornado Alley, a huge corridor running right up the middle of the United States, where tornadoes hit more frequently than anywhere else in the country. So why here, of all places on the planet? Well, because 700 miles over there to the south behind me is the Caribbean. 1,000 miles that way to the north is Canada. And it's when that warm air moving from the south meets the cold air coming from the north that you get the makings of a storm. The cold air does a dive, pushing the warm air upwards. The clouds that form can stretch up to 40,000 feet or more. Up there, something else is going on, the jet stream. This fast-moving air blows the top of the storm into an anvil shape. And if the winds are right, the whole storm starts to rotate. This type of storm is called a supercell, and it's at the bottom of these that the really big tornadoes form. The largest are known as F5s. They can lift whole houses off the ground and fling trucks hundreds of meters through the air. Further down the scale, an F3 can overturn trains and tear roofs off houses. The smallest are called F0s. They can rattle chimneys and roof tiles, but they don't cause serious structural damage. For most residents here, a severe storm warning is potentially a matter of life or death. But for some people, it's a magnet. Each spring and summer, the unique storm conditions in this part of America attract a dedicated band of amateur tornado chasers. They'll happily travel thousands of miles in the hope of glimpsing one of nature's most awesome displays of power. Nick Baker's been on the road with some of them.
They're quite big and they hurt.
Don't get out of the vehicle, you'll die.
You don't get storms like this in the UK.
There's flashes of lightning within it, and then there's...
That was the most amazing sight I've ever seen.
Tornado! 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 Tornadoes touching down, F4s, F5s.
Words can't describe how I feel.
Safety is paramount here. You don't mess with the weather.
The chase itself is going to be very fast-paced at times, especially when we're encountering storms. So we need you to listen to us. Pay attention to what we say. If we tell you to get in the vans, we mean get in the vans. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Nick Morton from Cambridgeshire is realising a lifelong dream.
It's been a passion since I was a boy. As far back as I can remember, thunderstorms always excited me. But I think it's seeing nature's fury at its most violent, if you like, in America, where you get a different type of storm, a more intense type of storm.
Silver Lining Tours is led by meteorologist David Gold.
There are going to be situations that I put us in on purpose that will not be the safest. In a severe lightning threat, you'll not be getting out of the van at all. If it's a moderate lightning threat or a low lightning threat, and there's a reason to get out of the van, like something worth taking video of, then I want you to stay close to the van and stay low. You know, watch out that you're not stepping on a snake or that some horrible bug isn't advancing toward you. Minutes count when it comes to missing out on tornadoes and missing storms. Minutes count. That's a beast updraft. That is a tank. That's explosive development.
Wow! I've been calling those clouds.
Well,
they are.
Those are special nuclear development. The kind of storms we chase, they have the air that goes into them has its roots near the ground. You have to lift the warm, moist air from the ground up some distance, so you need that. And then to get supercells, you need some kind of wind shear. We're probably going to just go on ahead and go east and try to take a look at the storm.
The Indiana Jones of weathermen, always a man to keep an eye on. Today, he hopes to drive into the heart of a storm.
So we will be going and doing some core punching today.
We're yahoos. We like the core punch. We have 4 computers, 4 cell phones, 2 ham radios.
He's very proud of the state-of-the-art kit on board his tour bus.
Hello?
But today, it's letting him down.
We're getting lost. You're gonna have to meet us down in Moore, okay?
They can't find the freeway.
This is embarrassing, but it does happen.
If they can't find the freeway, what chance have they got of finding a tornado?
It's on the greater Oklahoma City map.
Well, guys, it's time to call it off. Too much rain, no visibility, nothing tornadic. It's just futile to try to chase this stuff.
But the day's not quite over. On their way back to the motel, they catch the end of a spectacular light show. Bad weather, great holiday.
On these storm chasing tours, you certainly get to see some pretty extraordinary weather, quite unlike anything I've ever experienced before. Shilpa Mehta also went on the road, and the first thing she did was to meet up with a man who chases storms, but not just for the chance of seeing a tornado. He's a New Yorker, and his name is Jack Thunderhead Corso.
One of the great things about storm chasing is you're treated to some spectacular displays of lightning. This is something one chaser, Jack Corso, and his chase partner, Tim Dorr, make the most of. Jack is one of the world's top lightning photographers, and I went down to Texas to meet him.
Well, yes, on the move. We're heading for San Angelo. It's a severe thunderstorm with 3 inches of hail reported, so we have to move.
Yeah, in a couple of minutes, we're going to go.
A New York postman, Jack is one of the pioneers of storm chasing, starting as he did back in 1984. For him, chasing is about more than just looking for twisters.
It's the thunderstorm they get going for. You know, some storm chasers are just out for tornadoes. You know, they're just tornado focused, where that's the ultimate prize. That's all they want.
For something like this, you're bringing back something that basically has the power to kill you at a moment's notice. And not only that, most people don't want to get involved in it because they're too scared of it and don't understand it. We are trying to bring it back and capture some image of it on film. I think it's a little more exciting than most other things that you could really want to get involved in.
We spent the day in and out of the car, following some impressive but not tornadic storms. Unlike a lot of storm chasers, Jack and Tim weren't relying on technology to find what they were looking for.
We've got no instrumentation in the cars. You haven't even got a compass.
We have a road map, that's it.
So what are your tools then? What exactly do you use?
My cameras.
So you use your
In your
cameras?
eyes. In your eyes.
Your cameras, your eyes, and a map.
Right, that's all we use.
That's all we use. Travel light.
What they do rely on is a very personal weather service.
How's it going? I need some lightning information.
Every afternoon, Jack rings his wife at home for the latest information from the internet and the Weather Channel.
Straight there. Does it go all the way down? All the way down. Outrageous. Okay, we're on our way.
By early evening, we reached the storm Jack's wife had told us about. At the first good viewing point, Jack and Tim were straight out of the car, armed with their cameras.
Okay, don't worry, I'm here now.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Apparently, the secret to capturing a lightning strike on film is to hold the shutter open until you see a flash. Then take your finger off.
So do you have a lot of blank, you know, like bad photographs because you...
Oh, yeah, of course. But one good shot pays for everything.
1%.
Jack felt that this storm was all but over and was sure there was more activity to be had further north. He wasn't wrong. We ended up driving through another stunning display of lightning. I thought this was impressive until I saw this.
I've never seen anything like it. This cloud is just dancing. It's just shooting out lightning everywhere and lighting up from inside and just putting on the most spectacular show for us. We had to stop and have a look. Even though really dangerous.
I got it!
Yeah, we'll see. It's like you're going to war away. It's part of an act. Yeah? It's part of the hunt. Let's face it, those thunderstorms can wipe out towns. We all know that. You could be part of that wipeout. The idea is to strategically position yourself to get what you need to get to win the game, and also to keep your safety and sanity.
It's the idea of you're taking on a force that's the most majestic force in the universe. You can't tame it, you can only work with it and try to come out alive. That's what it's all about. And you get the pictures to show. One of the best storms I've seen in years. Well, it's just fantastic. Just never seen a cloud light up like this. Just amazing.
Well, there's some pretty incredible shots there. I've been finding out about a way to protect yourself from lightning. I went to a special laboratory where I was struck by 700,000 volts of artificial lightning. Now, I don't mind telling you right now, I was definitely having second thoughts.
Oh dear, what am I doing? Okay. Here we go. That was amazing. That was something else. But I'm completely unharmed. I'm still alive. It's the best bit. I'm going to do it again. Now, the reason I am okay is because of a principle known as the Faraday cage effect. And as the lightning strikes, as it's doing now, the current is actually spreading out over the skin of the car, the very outside metal sheeting, before it sort of dissipates and goes to ground. And a rather useful side effect of this is that anything within the cage, and thankfully that includes me, is completely untouched.
I still can't believe I actually did that, although it does prove a point. If you're storm chasing and you find yourself in close proximity to lightning, your best and safest bet is to stay in your car, your Faraday cage. Now, lightning isn't the only thing that can harm you when you're on these tours. There's something else that will certainly grab your attention, and it happened to me just after I saw my very first tornado.
Oh, yes. Our first big tornado of the tour.
It doesn't last long, only touching down for the briefest of seconds, but for me it's an incredible sight, unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Oh! Ow! It's not right, Jimmy. That's why it stands it. That is hail. I know it's not much for... Ow! It's not much for standards around here, but that's a long rope. They're quite... Ow! They're quite big and they hurt. I hope they don't get to tennis ball size.
But the hail does get bigger, so we take cover, exhilarated after seeing our first tornado.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Words can't describe how I feel.
Okay, I'm getting in the car.
We're still chasing, but the hail is getting bigger all the time, dangerously big.
Oh, look at this.